Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Andrea. Today we are going to be trying out the Melt Cosmetics Mary Jane eyeshadow palette. It's the eyeshadow that I'm wearing on my face now, as well as the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop tint, but I'll be trying out those two. We'll also be trying out the little duo that I got from Natasha Denona, the lip liner and lipstick. So stay tuned for my full thoughts, first impressions on those items that I just mentioned. So let's get started. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are going to take a look at the Mary Jane eyeshadow palette by Melt Cosmetics. Thank you. Very dark smoky colors, trying to show it to you, but we'll be taking a look at that, as well as the Fenty Beauty Eaze drops that just came out. I'm really excited to try this. I do have another base product, the Pro Filter, which I wasn't crazy about, but maybe this is the formula that will work for me. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to actually start with my base like I normally do. Can you hear that? The glitter inside the palette moves around. I hope you can see that. And I really like this color story. It's very pretty. There are some golds and browns and some greens-ish. Some like more on this end. They're like murky green colors. It does come with a mirror, as you can see here, and this is what the palette looks like. I'm just trying not to blind you, which is why I'm not showing you the mirror. But this is the whole palette right here. Really pretty colors, and it's a cardboard component. The names of each of the shades are written along the bottom of the palette, which I do like. I don't know, it just adds a little extra personal touch to the palette, if that makes any sense. And I'm also going to be trying out the Fenty Beauty Eaze drops. This is the unit carton that it comes in. I have the shade 8. When I was shopping on Sephora.com during the sale, it had suggested the shade 14 for me based off of my color IQ, but that shade was way too deep for me, so I had to go in and get shade match. We still can't touch a lot of the makeup. You can look at it and touch it, I think, more than you were able to a few months ago. It was the first time that I've been to a Sephora in over a year, but the young lady who did help me get shade match, it was like as soon as I went to touch one of the items, somebody ran over to me to help me get shade match. So she helped me pick the shade number 8, and this is what the component looks like. It's very cute. I did notate in my Sephora haul that it is a very small packaging. It is smaller. The piece of the component that holds the product is smaller than my hand, but that's okay. I don't know if I want to use a brush or a beauty blender, so I'm actually going to just use both to see which application tool the Eaze Drop works better with. So I have my brush here that I mentioned in my last video, which is the F47 by Sigma, which is a foundation brush specifically for liquids as they advertised on their website. And then I have my beauty blender right here. So I'm gonna do one half of the face with the brush and the other half with the beauty blender. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take out some of that Eaze drops on my little glass thing right here. And then I am going to dot it all around. Let's do this side first with the brush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start blending that in. Okay, so this is all first impressions, and I have to be honest with you, I did not expect that to show up so well. Because it is a tint, I did not think that it was gonna offer such instant coverage the way that it did, but it really did offer just instant coverage. So I'm a little impressed by that. So it pretty much feels like it has dried down already. So now I am just going to do the same thing to the other side, dot it around, but this time I'll blend it out with my beauty blender. I'm just going to take a little bit more, keep dotting it all around. And now I am going to try blending that out with the beauty blender to see what that looks like. Okay, so instantly there's a lot more coverage with the brush. So I'm just going to take a little bit more. So as you can see, I hope you can see, there is a lot more coverage on the right side of my face where I applied the tint with the brush, and there's less coverage on the left side of my face, which is to be expected because a beauty blender does tend to absorb some of the product because it is a sponge. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more just so that I can even out both sides of my face with the brush. So far, I don't like this. I don't like it. I can see a lot of texture on my skin. Ooh, it doesn't look like it matches me on camera, but in person, it actually matches me pretty good. You can see a lot of texture right here. It didn't build up nicely at all. For some reason, even though I went in with a brush on this side, I just felt that I still never got the coverage that I got on the right hand side. So I'm just gonna go and take a little bit more, and I don't usually try to use a lot of foundation. It looks like a more matte formula. I look really pale on camera because, like I mentioned, in person it doesn't look like that. As I look in the mirror right here next to me, it looks pretty good. I'm not really feeling this. I haven't had luck with a lot of Fenty Beauty's face products, their skin products. I didn't try the first foundation she came out with because I have dry skin, so there was no point in me trying a product that is meant more for oily skin. What I'm going to try to do is just take the sponge and pat it out. That helped a little bit, a very little bit. That didn't help a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna do my eyebrows off camera. Okay, so I paused to do my eyebrows and help my mom with the baby real quick. And I have to say that in the few minutes that I paused this video to do my eyebrows, this warmed up to my skin a lot quicker than the last foundation that I tried. It's one of those foundations that does not instantly look good, and it's still not my favorite because I feel like I can see it sitting on top of my skin, and it does have a blurring effect to it. When I went to Sephora.com, it says what it is: a lightweight, buildable, light to medium coverage skin tint that leaves skin looking blurred and smooth in flexible shades for all. It is coverage is light, a natural finish. So I was aware that this was not a dewy foundation. It does clearly say a natural finish, and I have to say that it looks a little bit better than when I first tried it on, but it's still not my favorite. But it does look a little bit better. I feel that maybe if you are someone that has an oily skin type that wants a light natural skin tint, although I wouldn't necessarily call this natural because it has a lot more coverage than I expected it to have. But if you're looking for a product like this, it's not bad. Again, I have texture around here and here. I do have like a little bit of an eczema patch there as well as here. So I can see this skin tint sitting on top of my foundation. But let's go ahead and now try the Mary Jane palette. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing I always do. I will prime my eyes off camera. Okay, so looking at the Mary Jane palette, I think I want to try to go in with like these colors over here on this side of the palette. I will probably go ahead and use this one too, only because it is lighter in the crease, and then maybe go in with Gaspar. This is Mari, which is one of my BFFs names. Hey Mari. And actually I will leave her boutique list down below. I got this really cute bracelet from her boutique, and some of the other items that I have worn on my videos were from my BFF's boutique, which is Dazzle Desire Boutique, and I will leave her information linked down below so that you can go ahead and show some love and check her out. But going back to the video, actually I think I might try maybe these three right here. I'm just taking a second look. I'm gonna try these three shades right here and see, you know, of course maybe with some of the other shades as well, but those are the ones that I want to play with today. Just taking a blending brush, and I'm going in with the shade that I said I would go in with, which is Mari, which is right here. Now this is the first time I'm ever trying a Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow. That matte shadow is really blending out really easily and very nicely. It is a bit more on the warmer, maybe neutral side than I was expecting. I expected the shade to be a little bit more cooler just from the way it looks in the pan, but nonetheless it is a very pretty shade. I am going into the Too Faced Natural Mattes palette, and I am going to take the shade Heaven on a fluffy blending brush. I'm just taking a tiny bit, and I'm just going to put it there. I took a little bit more of Mari. That's such a cool name. My BFF's name. And just build that a little bit. I mean, I could literally just take that shade and put it in my crease and keep it moving. A very pretty color. And I'm really impressed with how they are blending out. I feel like they're blending out very nicely. Now I am going to go in with Gaspar, which is right here. And I'm gonna take that in my crease, but just lower than where I placed Mari. Wow, that's a beautiful shade, and again, it's blending out very pretty. I just feel like it's blending itself out. I have to say that I was not expecting these shades to be so easy to use, only because I have heard such mixed reviews with Melt Cosmetics in the past. This is a beautiful shade. It does have like a greenish undertone to it. Very pretty shade. I'm gonna take that on a little bit of a smaller blending brush that I have that is a little bit more tapered at the end, at the tip, than this one is. See, look at the difference. That one is just a little bit more tapered. Even though you can use this one on its side, this one just goes more to a tapered point. So I really want to build up Gaspar in my crease. And now I'm just gonna take the other brush that I had and go back into Mari, which is that first shade. So my little son Logan, he's growing so fast, and you know, you always hear certain things from parents and it's like, okay, here we go, another cliche. But when they say that time goes by fast, it really does. He is sitting on his own, he's rolling over, he's about to be 6 months, and those are obviously things that you're supposed to be doing, you know, milestones that children usually hit around that age. But he is growing so quickly that I'm just astonished. He was just so tiny, couldn't move, just laid there, did nothing but eat and barely cry, because my son was not a crier. He's still not, which I feel so lucky. Thank you, baby. Chef's kiss, that little one. Now I'm gonna go in with Sin Semilla, which is right here, and I'm gonna put that on the little tiny corner of my eye right here. So that color, let me look at it up close. I'm a little bit shocked because it looks very similar to the one that I just placed in my crease, the Gaspar shade. And it looks like a very completely different color in the pan. I mean, it's still nice. I could see a subtle difference, but I expected it to be a very different color, and it's not. It's very similar in tone to Gaspar. Yes, it is different, but I'm curious to know that if you pack on Gaspar in the corner the way I just packed on that shade, will they look even more similar? That is my question. I'm actually gonna I'm changing up the whole look that I thought I was gonna do. I'm taking this little tiny pencil brush, and I'm gonna also go in with Sin Semilla, and I'm gonna just do a little bit of a halo eye. I don't usually like the way halo eyes look on my eye shape, but I don't know, something just came over me right at this moment, and I want to do a little halo eye. Just really making sure that I'm dragging that color on my whole mobile lid. Now I think I'm gonna go in with Bamba, which is, do I want to go in with Bamba or Sweet Lucy? I'm really torn between these two shades. I think I'm gonna go in with, actually I'm gonna go in with Sweet Lucy. I'll do Sweet Lucy to complement the greeny tones. I really like the way this looks so far. Now let's see how that shimmer shade picks up. Ooh, it's flaky. Darn. Oh, very flaky. Very, very flaky. Very dry. Wow, so flaky. Let's try with this brush at first and see what happens. Oh my gosh, it is so flaky. Ooh, there's a lot of fall down. A lot. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's my story with fall down. If you are going to be an absolutely stunning color on the eye, then fine. I'm going to take my finger. I don't like doing that, but I think that's the way to go. And being that I am doing a halo eye, oh my god, even with my finger, I got a ton of fall down. Okay, wow, that is a lot of fall down. Look at how flaky and chunky it looks, even on my finger. I don't even know what to do with that. Let me see. Wow, that was rough. I've been trying not to use makeup wipes anymore, you know, just because they're not really good for the environment. I'm not like perfect. I'm not, you know, I don't go all out. I don't collect my own rainwater. I wish I could. I live in New York City. I can't do that. But, you know, I try to do my part, even if it's in the little ways. But for right now, I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and I'm going to clean up this fall down, which is a lot. Okay, but I do like that it pretty much picked up from what I could tell. It still has like a little bit of, I still have a little bit of glitter left behind, but not a ton. So I'm just gonna let that dry. I'm gonna go in with a concealer. I'm actually gonna take, I don't usually do this, but I am gonna take a little bit more of the Eaze drop. I'm gonna put it. Normally, because I feel like I'm gonna go in with concealer, it's gonna cover what I just took off, but because I do want to do a first impression on this item, I really want to make sure that I'm getting the most out of it. Now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. Now just taking my pencil brush again, and I'm going back into Sin Semilla right here, and I'm gonna try to just deepen. So that shade that I placed on my lid, even with mine just going in with this brush to work around it, it fell all over my face. I'm not happy with that. So I'm just gonna take this little brush and try to pick up that fall down. Oh wow, it's not really coming off. I have a lot of fall down. That really sucks. You can see all those little dots are fall down. Let me try again. Okay, it's just getting worse. I'm gonna have to do my under eye again after I just did it. I mean, it was all over the place. There's a little bit on this side too, but not that much. Wow, that's never happened to me before. So I'm gonna go on yet again with some more of this Eaze, because I feel like I have concealer under my eye, so I'm not really gonna. Okay, I feel like it's a little green right here. Let's just finish up this eye. Let's try to finish up this eye. To do anything with my upper eyelid because I might get fall down all over again. Now I feel like just taking this and I'm just going to I'm so scared. Taking Madi again. I'm just gonna continue to try to build that color up. I just don't want a fall down to fall. It's a little bit, it's falling a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna go watch TV in my living room like this. So now I'm gonna take this little tiny pencil brush that I have. I'm gonna try Mary Jane in my inner corner. Let's see. Oh, that's also very flaky. I don't think that's going to work. I think what I'm gonna do is wet it with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, just because it is very, very flaky. Can you see how that looks? You can't, it doesn't even look like I picked anything up. I am really like going like Okay, let me wet it because I'm hoping that that will help. Okay, I have fall down from this as well. I'm gonna finish up the rest of my face really quick and then I'll try on a lip with you guys. Okay, so for the rest of my face, I put on the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out bronzer all over my face to bronze. I brought it in a little bit over my nose to really give myself the sun-kissed look. For blush, I used the Rare Beauty Melting Blush in Nearly Apricot. Also put a little bit of that over the bridge of my nose. And then I also used the Glow Lust by Auric in the shade Pyrite for my highlighter. I'm gonna try on a lip. I am going to try on the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Lip Crayon. And I have the shade NB2. This is what the unit carton looks like. This is what the actual pencil component looks like. Very pretty. And then I'm gonna try that with the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude lipstick in the shade 10NB Andrea. That's the unit carton. And let me show you what the actual component looks like. It's very pretty packaging. Very pretty. Simple, beautiful. It feels really nice. So let me go ahead. I love the sound of... I'm gonna go ahead and try the liner. It's a very creamy lip liner. And when I did the Sephora haul unboxing with you all, I did swatch it on my hand, and when I went to wash my hands, it didn't come off. And I even used my kitchen sink sponge to try to scrub it with the scrubby side, and it didn't come off. So this seems like it would be a long-lasting lip liner. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and try the lipstick. This is the final look using the Melt Cosmetics Mary Jane palette as well as the Fenty Eaze drops and the Natasha Denona lipstick and lip liner. My final thoughts, I'm gonna go into them. I'm not so crazy about everything that I tried today. First, I will start with the eyeshadow palette. The look did end up being really pretty and beautiful, and I will probably now know next time going in with this palette that I would do my eyes first and then go ahead and do my face makeup. But I have to say, I'm not a fan of flaky metallic eyeshadows because they end up falling all over the place, and that I may sound like a hypocrite because I've said I don't mind fall down, but this is not good fall down in the sense that I still have, I don't even know how, but I have eyeshadow above my lip right here. I wonder if you can see. I hope you can see it. This is all eyeshadow. If I take my clean brush that I use to usually pick up fall down, you can see that it's smudged. And it just keeps falling everywhere. Like I have more here, more here. I mean, I have more here after I cleaned it up. You can see right here, right here. It looks like I put on faux freckles. I didn't even do that. Here, here. So if there's gonna be fall down, I would like for it to be fall down the first time that I put on the eyeshadow, and then I clean it up, and then that's it. There shouldn't be any more fall down. And with this, I just feel like there's more right here. And if, again, I'm just going to use this so that you can see it. Why is that happening? Why am I having continuous fall down? I've never experienced that before in an eyeshadow. Now, the matte formula was beautiful. I felt that they really blended themselves, that it created a really pretty look before I even put the metallic eyeshadow on my eye. It was very, very nice, but really the metallic shadow just ruined this palette for me. I did only try 2 of the shades, but I have a feeling that the rest of the shades are similar to the 2 that I used. And look, you can even see on the palette, it's just very flaky. So I used this one, and they were both very flaky. And if you're gonna have fall down and be flaky, at least have a lot of color payoff, which this one did, Sweet Lucy, but then it just keeps glitter bombing me all over my face, and it's not cute. So I'm really just so disappointed in that. Again, I haven't tried all of the shades, but I have a feeling that they are all a very similar formula, with maybe the exception of this one. It doesn't look so flaky, and this one does not look flaky. But I can usually tell if a shadow is flaky by picking it up with my packing brush. That's also flaky. This one, I just tried picking up Bamba. That is also very, very flaky. This was not a cheap eyeshadow palette. I believe it was about $60. And for the mattes to perform like that, not the mattes, but the shimmers to perform like that, I'm not happy. So I just swatched this one and with my brush, and it came out okay, but my hand is very different from my eye. You know, I don't have a completely flat surface on my eye. So who knows how that will perform on my eye. Of course, I will keep playing with this eyeshadow palette and see how the other shades perform. I really like the mattes, but if I'm going to spend a lot of money on an eyeshadow palette, I want more than just the mattes to perform. I really also want the metallics to perform, which are usually the formulas that drive me or pull me in to purchase an eyeshadow palette. Because, you know, mattes are good mattes. You can get good mattes from ColourPop. You know, show me a good eyeshadow, a good metallic formula that is really just going to look nice, stay on my eye, not travel all over my face, and last all day. And with the amount of fall down that I have with this, I don't even feel like I would be okay wearing this out for the day, because it'll end up all over my face. So far, that's how I feel. So I guess I'll have to keep trying this out. In regards to the Fenty Eaze drop, again, I did the same thing I did in my last video. I was just so over this eyeshadow palette that I totally forgot about putting on my mascara. Let me put it on right now. I did it again. That last time I was tired. Now that eyeshadow palette really just threw me through a loop, because I have tried bad formulas before, but wasn't expecting for that expensive shadow to really perform as poorly as it did. Let me also put on some setting spray. I'm gonna use the Milk Makeup Hydro. So not to talk about the Fenty Eaze drop, it's not horrible. I feel that the setting spray does give a nice look to the skin. Nice, not great, not fantastic, not exceptional. And I'm just looking at it, because similar to the MAC one that I have here, it looked better after a few minutes. It looks better once I put on the Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. It actually looks now better than how the MAC one did. But I still feel that I have a lot of texture on my skin. So it's also not my favorite. The lipstick and the lip pencil are good. So far, I feel like this would be very long lasting, only because of what I mentioned when I tried it out on my hand, when I swatched it on my hand, what happened when I tried to wash it off. It didn't wash off with soap and water, which is really nice, because that tells me, and again, I haven't worn this all day, but it tells me that it's a long lasting lip liner, which is nice. The lipstick, it's nice as well. Nothing to rant and rave about. It's a nice color. Is it my favorite? I don't know. You know, today is just the first impression. Is it my favorite? I would say that right now it's a nice lipstick. Yes, I would use it again. I feel that I would buy another shade to check out her formula a little bit more. It doesn't feel like silicone-y when you go like this. Like, my lips don't like stick together and do that thing where they slowly open and they kind of stick together. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. That's pretty much my final thoughts. Don't get that Mary Jane palette. If you have oily skin or a more normal skin, you might really like this, and the lipstick is okay. I really do recommend the liner though. I think the liner is going to be a hit. So thank you so much for chilling with me today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you enjoyed today's video, please also hit the like button. It really helps out my channel. And also, once you click that subscribe button, click on the little bell, the little tiny bell, and it will notify you every time I upload a video. So I hope you go ahead and do that. And thank you so much for chilling with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.